All right, I did this funny skating intro. I hope it works. Works. So here's the ocean. That's actually the bathroom at the ocean, but there's the ocean. And there's the parking lot, but I think they're opening it, so... Oh, there's people working out. I don't know if you can see that. But possibly my roller rink is going to be shut down because it'll be open to the public, which would be nice. We're allowed to work out here and stuff. It's good for us to get exercise and get sun in our faces and in our hearts. So, all right, let me get to a place. I'd have to be skating during the video. I kind of want to keep skating though, I just got here. But I have stuff in my mind, so let's get... I'll sit on the edge, I think. Always on the edge, right? My name is Dr. Cheryl Meier. I'm a psychologist, and shoot, I kind of want to turn this the other way now. I think I will. No, I already started it sideways. All right. Let's step up the curb. Okay. Ooh, surfers, I didn't know. This is an ocean I've only been at this other time when I did the roller skating video, and then one night, the night before that one. So, I always take a deep breath. That means like all the information is coming in. So I did a meditation this morning, go figure, and the stuff came up from when I was 20, and I don't like keeping things to myself. Of course, I'm allowed to have my own boundaries. I know that. But I want people to be able to, I want you guys to be able to work through your own stuff, honestly. And this is about rejection issues. I think I feel like skating again. I know, it's a beautiful view. I think I'll feel more comfortable telling you guys this if I'm in the flow, if I'm in movement. Oh, there's the sun again. All right, so, it's not a subject that's easy for us to talk about sometimes, and easy, not even just talk about it, I'm talking about it on a YouTube video, but talk about to yourself. Like, it's really important to go into these places in your own psyche, because that's how they get healed. But you can't just, burst your way in and make yourself go in. I'll go over sip at let's see. So, because you want to respect your own boundaries. You're not obligated to look at these things. Here. All right. Whoa. I didn't just fall. No, I didn't. All right. So you're not obligated to look at these things. But this is a memory. Oh, that's what I was going to say is I did a meditation so that I would go into a relaxed state, so I felt safe, so I could enter into this place in my psyche with respect and dignity and kindness to myself, teaching myself that I'm going there for a specific reason, and I want to clear out this block that kept coming up. And I know the more I avoid it, the more it'll just get pushed down. I don't want things to get pushed down. I want them to be cleared out. This is a time for clearing out your space, your psyche, your inner space. So hold on, there's someone in the neighborhood right behind me that's talking about their personal stuff or something. Good thing I have skates. I can just roll right over here. All right, so what happens is we can have issues that come up in our relationships, and this is what happens all the time. Like, I'm a psychologist, I see this all the time. Did I say I'm Dr. Cheryl Meier? I think I did. So anyway, is these issues come up all the time that we think, oh, this is the other person's issue. This is not my issue. That they have issues with this and this and this and this and this, you know. And why don't they work on that, you know? And then I knew that that's what was surfacing about me in relation to other people. Like sometimes it's one, sometimes it shows up in lots of your different relationships. It can show up with your job. It can show up with your kids if you have kids. It can show up with your work, in your relationship with your work. This same core dynamic can show up in all these different ways in your life, and you don't realize that it's this one thing that just keeps replaying itself. And if we keep saying it's the environment, it's out there, it's this person, it's that person, it's this circumstance, if only this, then we keep ourselves trapped, because then we are back in childhood again, waiting for our, quote, parents to show up and untie us and free us and tell us we're worth more and blah, blah, blah. But guess what? Like, I am an adult. We don't have to wait for our parents to get this, to get it, that you are worth freeing from this. And so I went into my memory in my in the meditation that I did, and it took me to a memory of when I was 19 or 20, and this relationship I was in back then. I really loved the guy, you know, but I think I had this deep internal fear that I wasn't aware of, unconscious again from childhood, from being rejected by our parents in childhood, that he was going to find some reason to reject me. And it had something to do with if I chose to keep my own boundaries and live according to the way that I thought was, you know, what my gut was telling me was good for me, that he would walk away and leave me for, you know, the song that was coming to my mind this morning was Give Them What They Want. It's this song by, oh shoot, I forgot her, Natalie Merchant, you know, I forgot her band's name, but Natalie Merchant. She's talking about if drugs and candy is what they want, then just they can go have that. But it's not saying that you have to give them what they want. It's like, anyway, there was this sense of, and I know we all face this in different ways, but it, you know, this is like a 19-year-old, you know, having to deal with this, is like, well, do I risk losing the guy for the boundaries that I would like to keep? And it's like, well, you know, sure, let him go. And it's not your obligation or job, or it's not, you can't even, it's not, oh, see, my face is in the sun, but it's his choice to respect that and choose to stay. But this is the thing, is if you already have a fear that if you stand up for your boundaries, then these people are going to abandon you or reject you, then the law of manifestation, which I didn't know back then, I didn't know consciously, shows that the person will just follow your lead. It's like, yeah, I'm going to stand up for this boundary and you're going to reject me. And then it's like, okay, I'm going to stand up for this boundary and then I will reject you. And so that's what can happen, because all of a sudden you're portraying to the other person that you're not worth sticking around for, and learning how to elevate yourself and finding a higher path so that the relationship could work itself out or whatever. But at the bottom of it was still this, and I didn't realize, this fear of they're going to find something wrong with me and walk away. And it's funny because I just got here, you know, where I am. And the first song that came on, I put this shuffle, and it was like from Xanadu. It's like, don't walk away. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I don't want to listen to that. But I listened to it once. I skated one time around before I did the video. Don't walk away. Yay. Who would walk away from this? No, but it's not about this. It's about understanding the internal messages that you took in childhood, and learning how to heal those so that you don't keep communicating to people. I say this all the time to my clients. It's like you're wearing a shirt that says, you know, if I set boundaries, you will leave me. But if you grow up with a narcissist father, you guys know, then you're not allowed to have boundaries. And if you do have boundaries, they really, really put you down and crush you in all these really subtle ways that you're not aware of. And so, and also I've interacted with people who thought, oh, you're being controlling. And so, not me, because I'm not, but if I set my own boundaries, that's what a narcissist will say, is like, you're trying to control me. And it's like, no, I'm setting my own personal boundary. But this is what came up in the after I cried, of course, this morning, and released all this old baggage that I didn't know was there, which is always refreshing afterwards, is that it's so important to give the person and yourself, always, the other person you're interacting with, whether it's your spouse or your friend, whomever you're interacting with, free choice. They have the freedom to either evaluate themselves, that your own integrity in you and the light that you're trying your best to walk towards is worth going there, or our egotism will go, oh no, I can't go there. If I go there, then I'm going to lose all these other, give them what they want, the drugs and candy and just sex and rock and roll. I don't know. I'm not saying that. Anyway, I won't go into all of that, but it's important to be present and open in your relationships as anyway. But if our egotism, let's say, if my egotism says, I want to drink, 4 glasses of wine every night, and this person sees how it's interfering in our relationship and how I'm not being present and how I'm being numb, then it's like that person has to give me the freedom to keep chasing after what I think is going to fill me. And I looked at it, because I looked at this relationship. Believe me, I analyzed this relationship with this guy for a long time, because that was like my first heartbreak at 19. Ugh, it was rough. But is that thinking of what he... Oh, I know, yeah. I can't, I'm not identifying who it is, but some people know who it is. And so he experienced trauma in his early childhood, like really bad trauma. I'll just say that. And so sometimes when we're taught that we're not worth, then we keep thinking, I have to have these numbing agents to numb me. And if I follow you in the light, I have to let go of these numbing agents, and I do not want to do that, because then I'm going to be left with nothing. And so that's the choice all of us have to face. That's the choice I am offering myself right now. I was realizing that as I was driving here, is if I choose to follow the light in my own life, I have to choose to let go freely. I'm not going to make myself freely let go of what... there's a cop standing out in the road. Anyway, I have to freely let go of the part of me that says, well, no, I'm scared. I'd rather hold on to the things that look like they're going to give me security. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be without my candy, my stuff, Rufus Wainwright sings a song. It's called Cigarettes and Chocolate Milk, and he's like, and a couple of other things that are like that. He's just calling it cigarettes and chocolate milk. But what was I thinking? An Elliott song. One of Elliott's songs came to mind too. Oh yeah, one of my favorite lines in one of Elliott's songs is, "I'm tired of dancing on a pot of gold flaked paint," and so it's like, we want the gold. We truly, our soul's calling is for the gold. But if our parents gave us unconsciously gold flaked paint, we're used to that's all you're worth. And so sometimes it's so hard, and I don't want to make it more hard. We resist so much letting go of this gold flaked paint that we have in our hand in order to get the good. But my encouragement to you and to myself this morning was like, let's go for it. Let's go for the gold, not to sound cheesy. It's just like, I choose to live aligned with fullness of love. And if part of me is like, no, let's go for the gold flake paint. It's like, nah, I don't care who rejects me anymore. It's about time. I'm not 19 anymore. And anyway, so I just encourage you. Don't need to be all sing-songy about this. I really deeply encourage you from my heart to just consider what I'm saying right now. Let it sink in. Instead of blaming the other people for what they're doing, give them the freedom. Everyone has it's scary to let go of this stuff. Look at how you're scared of letting go of the fake stuff in order to go for the higher stuff. Your soul is calling. Your heart's calling. The higher path. That's the road less taken type of thing. You can say, I would if my parents would only go with me, and now it's playing out in a relationship. If these people would go with me. And I talked to a shaman one time, a long time ago. This just came to mind. Red Elk, a Christian Native American shaman, and he said something about the apocalypse, of course, but so weird. Someone's coming up, so I'm going to skate a little. He said that, Cheryl, you can go there. You can go to this place of abundance, not to the apocalypse, to this place of abundance. But you have to let go. Right now you're not, and this is like 8-9 years ago. He's like, right now you're not letting go of what you need to let go of to get there. You're going to have to cross. He described it, it's metaphor, I think, like crossing an invisible bridge of faith, like in Raiders of the Lost Ark, where you have to step out and you have a knowing that it's there, but you don't know. And so he's like, you can't get there if you keep holding on to all these people that you feel obligated to take with you. And of course I would feel obligated. That's my childhood. It's like, you don't abandon, you stay loyal to your family, but it's like, no, give them the free choice. They can go there and avoid the apocalypse that we may or may not be experiencing right now, or not. Anyway, I hope this made sense to you. I wish you lots and lots of love. Skate, enjoy life, go with the flow. Answers will come to you. Trust that they will. Ask, and you shall receive. Ask this expansive universe, divine love, to give you the answers you're seeking. Bye. Love you.